St. Patrick's Day Give Green Radiothon is sponsored by the Lancaster County Motors family of dealerships and Wise Markets. But more importantly today, you have a chance to help out the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. I'll tell you, these are the good guys. These are the people that have just been heroes this last year, and you've seen what they've done. You've heard stories about what they've done. We've had so many heroes out there during this COVID-19 pandemic. These are people that do this all the time, but this year the need went up big time as jobs were lost, as people faced need like they haven't seen in a long time. And today you can help out until 6 p.m. It started this morning at 6 a.m. And during these times, we're asking you to go to newstalkwsba.com where you can put in your donation there. Again, Giving Green. I've already done mine this morning. It's very easy to do. Just get in there at newstalkwsba.com, or you can text PA Food to 243725. And with that this morning, it is an honor to welcome in Joe Arthur, who's the Executive Director of the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well, Gary, and thank you. It's the big day today.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, I'm excited. We've been excited all week about this here on WSBA, and I know people want to give. And, by the way, one caller called in this morning and said, hey, I don't have a computer. Where do I send it to? I said, I'll get Joe to tell you an address you can send your donations to. So what's the address out there, Joe, for people that don't have a computer or don't have a text and want to help out anyway?
Yeah, if you can't go online or if you can't text, it's easy. Just send it to Central Pennsylvania Food Bank, Central PA Food Bank, 3908 Corey Road, Corey Road, Harrisburg, PA 17109. For those that still write checks, I do that myself.
Yeah, exactly, and I do too. I know there's something physical about writing the check that still gives me a good feeling. I don't know what it is, but that's a great way to do it. So for people that want to send it, there you have it. Joe, I'm going to ask you a question I haven't asked you before, and you and I talked last week. Can you think of one moment in this past year, in all the various moments you must have had with the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank, that kind of stood out above other ones, where you said, man, there was need on display. There was what we're doing on display right there in my face, and the fact of what we're doing to really help people. Can you think of one moment or a couple of moments that people really need to hear about?
Yeah, I can. When we first started this thing a year ago, just when the pandemic was announced, it was almost like flipping a switch, the amount of people that started calling our helplines for food assistance. I mean, it was like 1 week everything was as it was, and then the next week, almost exactly a year ago in March of 2020, the phones just started lighting up. And we started to, ramp up our box packing here at our hubs here and in Williamsport, here in Harrisburg. And then we found that we couldn't run the protocol that was starting to be recommended. So we had to reach out to our friends at the state, and somehow, some way, we're able to connect with them and get into the farm show complex and really get this thing going. But it was almost like flipping a switch.
It is amazing to watch what you have done in the last year, and again, continue to do. 40% increase for food assistance in this last year. You're serving more than 200,000 individuals each month through your network, and many have visited food pantries for the first time, obviously, because of the economic fallout. You move more than 1 million pounds of food a week, including fresh produce and meat and dairy products. You're serving 27 counties, including Dauphin, Lancaster, and, yes, right here in York County. I mean, it is amazing what your group is doing. That is nonstop help, and hats off to you. And I know the need, though, continues to be there as people are going to need food for at least 2 more years on the level that we've seen here in this last year of COVID, right?
Yeah, that's our forecast. And to tell you that 1 million pounds a week was actually before the pandemic. We are about 1.5 million pounds each and every week. So. But we couldn't have been doing this without volunteers that are still packing boxes, and of course without donors that are making this all possible with their financial donations. It's been extraordinary. It's been uplifting to see that response, and today's about letting folks know that we still could use their help.
Yeah, and one of the things that people say to me, someone said, "Hey, I see you got this big radiothon coming up yesterday." I said, "Yeah, we do." He said, "What's that really go to?" I said, "I'll tell you what. I'm going to get Joe to talk about this tomorrow." But I said, what just $1 can do, what $1 donation can do. Joe, tell him about that and what that means in terms of providing nutritious meals for people.
Yeah, we've been able to maintain this during the pandemic, just like before. Every single $1 of money that is donated, we're able to provide about 6 meals worth of groceries for a person in need. 6 meals worth of groceries. So that money is going to help us purchase the actual food, and then also we have a fleet of 30 trucks on the road every day with drivers. We have to be able to move the food and pay warehouse folks and all of that. So that's where the money goes. It's a straight line from right into our crisis response, right to feeding people.
So if you're, putting $60 out there, think about what you're doing. If you're putting $100 out there, think $100, you're providing, 600 meals. 600 meals for $100.
Incredible. Yeah,
it's amazing. And, just think about what you can do. And, again, whatever you can do is welcome this morning. And throughout the day, the St. Patrick's Day Give Green Radiothon, and it's all helping the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. And we thank our special sponsors, too, the Lancaster County Motors family of dealerships and Wise Markets, obviously giving back to the community here as well, Joe.
Absolutely, and Gary, thank you to Cumulus. This is really this is a big deal. The sponsors, Lancaster County Motors and Wise Markets, and Cumulus together. This is replacing what we normally do now is something called Soup and a Bowl. We run 2 events, and of course we're not doing that in COVID. It's not safe, but this is going to help us make up for that. So it's a huge deal.
And, the thing that we have to remind people is the donations stay local. I mean, the food bank's territory is wide, but its impact is local. And I'll tell you what, I've seen it up close and personal with people who have been using the food bank and its services. And one of the things that continues to come with that, too, Joe, and I think this is really important, is people are serving with a sense of graciousness, and they're serving with a sense of wanting to help their neighbors and raise them up during a tough time. And, I know the people who are going through those lines right now and are facing some hard times, even for a moment, are really thankful about all this. So what you're providing daily is really filling a huge void that COVID has left, and that many of us that we kind of take for granted, the idea of food. But it certainly isn't taken for granted when you see the faces of people who are being helped and the faces of those who are helping out there in the community.
Yeah, Gary, big thing we've learned, one of the lessons in COVID is, we're all better together, and this has been a together response. We're part of it, but without the donors, without the volunteers, without the friends of the food bank, none of this would be happening. So it's absolutely just staggering how much folks have responded. So let's keep it up today and do it again.
Yeah, and it's very simple today. From 6 a.m. we started already this morning to 6 p.m. tonight, still plenty of time. During these times of the day, we'll be asking people to go to the website at newstalkwsba.com, and you can donate there. Also, you can text a PA Food to 243-725. And, Joe, one last time, that address they can send that check to as well?
Yeah, if you're writing a check, send it to Central Pennsylvania Food Bank, 3908 Corey Road, Harrisburg, PA, 17109.
And so many ways you could help. Joe, I just want to hats off to you and your group at Central Pennsylvania Food Bank for the great work you're doing, and continue it. Thank you for being the heroes here in Pennsylvania, along with so many of the volunteers. We couldn't be happier to be associated with you today, and thanks for, again, helping those who are in need right now.
Hey, Gary, you know what? I'm going to text right now. I'm going to do the text thing myself, PA Food to 243-725, see how that works.
Let's check it out and go to it. And, again, you go to newstalkwsba.com, which is the way I did it this morning, and got my donation in, and you're welcome to do it in one of 3 great ways. Joe Arthur, thank you so much, and thanks to all the things that the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank is doing. We appreciate being associated with you today. Very proud. Thank you, my friend.
All right. Thanks, Gary. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Joe Arthur, Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Food Bank.